Classic.
Tomorrow, Saturday, 2 p.m. Central Time, Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa. The Golden Flag A-Day game, spring game for your Crimson Tide. And right here, you're rocking and rolling, hottest show on the streets, talking Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Got the man Eli Walker in the production studio. Get in here. We're talking your Bama football. We bring you the show from the Magic City of Birmingham. We stream this to you on YouTube. And speaking of the channel, you know what time it is. You hit that subscribe button right now. You tap subscribe, get every friend, every family member, diehard Bama fan, casual Bama fan, consumer of Tide football to subscribe. Share the show also. Get everybody involved. Hit that like button as well. Give us that thumbs up. Smash the like button. Show that support. Trying to get this show started off 50 likes out the gate right now. Daily Super Chat go $100. Daily Super Chat go $100 right there. We appreciate you. Don't forget to hit the notification bell as well, so that way you miss nothing when it comes down to your Bama football news. We got a lot to discuss on tonight. We want you, the fans, ringing those phone lines, being a part of the conversation. You can do this by calling 205-448-1358. Number to call in to let your voice be heard, 205-448-1358. One more time, 205-448-1358. Want to hear from you, but Eli, let's get this thing jumping right now. First and foremost, the A-Day rosters are out. For the white team, crimson team, they're out. Coach Saban wants a big crowd on hand at Bryant-Denny. Should be great weather tomorrow. The high should be 75 degrees. Nothing but sun. So Saban and everybody anticipating a big turnout here in Tuscaloosa. But the annual Golden Flake A-Day game tomorrow, 2 p.m. Central Time. And the biggest conversation on the ball is the quarterback room. Coach Saban has spoken all spring. He's confident in what he has in the quarterback room. He's confident in what Jalen Milroe provides, confident in what Ty Simpson provides. Even talks about both freshmen, Dylan Larnigan and Eli Holstein, all four guys who get a shot here in the spring game. But the two main guys pushed up in the heat of this conversation, Jalen Milroe, redshirt sophomore from Katy, Texas. Ty Simpson, redshirt freshman out of Martin, Tennessee. These two in the heat here of the conversation. And going to the A-Day roster, Jalen Milroe will get the first crack leading this first-team offense, the white team, the first-team offense. You know it's the first-team offense because you look at the offensive line. And the offensive line that's been the first team group all spring from left to right has been Elijah Pritchett, Darian Dalcourt, Seth McLaughlin, Tyler Booker, J.C. Latham. That group of five is on white team according to the A-Day roster. So that's how you know that's the first team offense looking at the offensive line. Jalen Milroe will get the first crack there leading that group. And the big question for him, can he have a show-stopping performance that has the fans go, this is him? He is him. Roll with him. Can he have that type of performance? Because he's going to have the crowd in the palm of his hands. He's going to have the imaginations of everybody inside that stadium in the palm of his hands. So many people talk about, can he be a great passer? Can he be a great distributor of the football? Can he be a complete quarterback? No, I'm not quite sold on Milroe. Here is Milroe's chance. We know what he is as an athlete. We know what he is as a runner of the football. But can he show the entire nation, hey, I'm more than just an athlete. I can be a full package guy at the quarterback position. Here is his big chance in front of the Tide Nation this Saturday. Then when you look at Ty Simpson here, Simpson will operate the Crimson team of a Crimson offense. This is Ty Simpson's opportunity to show my time is now. I came as a 5-star from Tennessee, led my team to a Class 2A state championship, came in as a former Gatorade Player of the Year. Here is my shot to take my time being right now. So here is Ty Simpson. Can he do that? Can he put that all together here on the table? It's going to be so much fun to watch this. Jalen Milroe, as you look at the practice film of him on screen, Jalen Milroe, we know what he can do athletic-wise. We saw him a season ago against Arkansas when he came in to replace an injured Bryce Young. Total 2 touchdowns in that matchup against Texas A&M, where he got his first career start. Had 3 turnovers, yes, but bounced back resiliently with 3 touchdown passes, helping Alabama win 24-20. Like I said, here is his shot. Working with the first-team offensive line will get the first crack at leading this offense in possessions out there on the field. Can he captivate the minds of fans with impressive plays, with explosive plays, but also protecting the football, keeping the ball out of harm's way, and commanding the huddle out there on the field? We're going to get a chance to see that. From Ty Simpson's vantage point, as his highlights are being played on screen, it's the exact same thing for him. Keeping the ball out of harm's way, but when it's time to rip it, hey, can he rip it? Hit these receivers, pinpoint passing, pinpoint accuracy, captivating the minds of fans to have them go, wait a minute, now this Ty Simpson kid, this is the guy. Can he go out there and do this? So Tommy Rees has developed both guys throughout spring. You've had players talk about these guys are competing to get better, not necessarily competing to be the guy, but we all know both of these two are highly competitive, and at the end of the day, they want to be the guy leading this team. So it's going to be fun to watch Milroe, Simpson at the heat of all of this, but also keep your eyes, Dylan Larnigan and Eli Holstein. They're no slouches either. They're going to be fun to watch the freshmen out there rip it, as well. And for Coach Saban, in this 8-day game, he just kind of wants to see, not just the guys play fast, play physical, have fun out there on the field, but he wants the fans. Coach Saban wants the fans to pack out Bryant-Denny, be loud, be rowdy, show that enthusiasm, show that spirit that the players love and that they gravitate to. I always go back to that first 8-day game of the Saban era, that 2008 8-day game. Eli that had Mark Ingram, Julio Jones, like the fans went crazy. Over 95,000 people were in there. And it has grown since then. Of course, there have been some years where not too many people have populated this event, but now with this game, now on your major TV network, you have to stream it. So with the weather, good, clean weather projected for Saturday, Saban wants bottoms in seats inside Bryant-Denny. So it'll be a fun atmosphere to check this out. But A-Day rosters are out. Jalen Milroe will have the first opportunity to run with that first-team offense. Both quarterbacks will be able to rotate in there with the first team. Jalen Milroe, though, will get the first crack at that. We will see how he controls the atmosphere of the room, the environment. We will see how Ty Simpson goes about managing things as well. When we take our first break here on the show on Touch That Down, we're just getting started. Upon our return, we go to the phone lines. We grab your calls, your thoughts, your conversations, your discussions. We get to you, the Bama Nation, right after this.
Nine players have teamed up and released the Alabama team paper. which is a video yearbook they've put out for sale direct to fans. Now, for the first time, small dollar purchases from the fans can support the players as a group as well as a great cause, because $1 of every subscription payment is donated to the Boys and Girls Club of America. Be a 5-star fan base and support your team and a great cause with Team Paper. Check it out at teampaper.com/Alabama.
Remember the taste of Grandma's delicious sweets? Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes brings back those precious memories with just one bite. Each cake made from scratch. They make the perfect dessert to share with family and friends for any occasion, and ordering is easy. Visit emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Click the online store and shop. Then pick up your fresh cake at the kitchen in downtown Homewood. Order yours online at emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes, making memories from scratch.
All right, people are locked and loaded back into the action from the break on the hottest show in these streets. We're talking your Crimson Tide football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Got the man Eli Walker in the production studio. Continue hitting the like button, baby. Tap the like button. Give us a thumbs up on the show. We appreciate the support from you. Hit that subscribe button as well. Share the show. Be a part of the action. That daily super chat go $100 daily. Super chat going $100 right there. We go to the phone lines to grab your calls. The call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang, 205-448-1358. The number to call in, 205-448-1358. We grab this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
This is Sean from Montgomery.
Sean, what's going on, man?
What's up, Steven? Hey, man, I'm looking forward to this 8A game. And honestly, I just did a little bit of research, man. This is actually crazy what I was able to find. So since 2017, when 2007, when Nick Saban came in, the starting offense has won 8A games, right? And out of those 8 games, 4 games they won and won the championship, and 4 games they didn't win. So 4 games they won and didn't go to the championship. So about half, if the starting offense wins, about half of the time they won the championship, half they didn't. That's fine. But the crazy thing that I found was this: since 2007, when the second team offense has won, they only one time has the second offense won, and they won a championship, and they won 7 games. So in other words, with the second team offense winning, there's a 1 in 7 chance that they get to the chip. You know what I'm saying? That's a 14% chance. And I'm a guy that says, hey, history tells the future. You know what I'm saying? Life happens in patterns. A lot of things that we see happen in patterns. And honestly, if I see the second team offense win, that's not going to look good just based on the history. I mean, the second team offense winning 7 times is only 1 time when they won that we won a chip, and that was with Jake Coker. Like, that's just crazy to me. I don't know. Maybe the stats are lying, but I don't know. That's just crazy to me.
Sean, that is a very intriguing history lesson you have brought to us here on the show. And I mean, I'm looking forward to watching this 8A game up close and personal just to see the newness of it all. The newness of having 2 offensive coordinators. You got 2 quarterbacks. You got 4 in all, but you got 2 in the heat of this conversation, Jalen, Milroe, and Ty Simpson, trying to control the atmosphere of the room. And just so many positional groups that, as an Alabama football consumer, your eyeballs will be on just which positional group can just grab your attention first.
Exactly. But, I mean, like I said, man, if I see the second team offense win, man, I'm not saying it's impossible, but I mean, if you're a man of the stats, I know a lot of people are, that those chances aren't looking very good, man, in my opinion. But I mean, I guess we'll just see.
Appreciate my man Sean calling in from Montgomery. Give us a little history lesson here on the show in terms of A-Day history for Alabama football since Saban came in 2007. We grab this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Yeah, Christian Ballard, Ballard Sports Media. What's up, Steven?
Doing great, Chris. I mean, I'm excited, man. The spring game is tomorrow. So much to look forward to. We got the A-Day rosters out. I know Saban's going to have several of the guys play on both ends, but Jalen Milroe getting that first crack with the first team offense there. We'll see how he does. We'll see how Ty Simpson does and everybody, but I'm looking forward to seeing the amount of the fans that pour into Bryant-Denny. It's projected to be good weather. The high is supposed to be 75 degrees and sunny. That to me sounds like, hey, get in there.
Yeah, absolutely. I unfortunately won't be going, but I'll be able to catch it on television. I guess it's on like SEC Plus, ESPN Plus. We have that. So we'll be able to watch it there. I'm just very excited to see the boys back in action. I'm ready to see the quarterback battle. But, you know, I know that's the main headline. I mean, the headliner is Jalen Milroe and Ty Simpson. But, man, I want to see some aggression from the offensive line. I want to see that get back to being good and elite. I also want to see physicality, great mental toughness, as Coach always talks about, from the defense. I just want to see some physical football. And I know there's rules like don't tackle the quarterback or whatever. I know they kind of bend the rules in the spring game, but, you know, we'll still get to see them play real football, and hopefully it gives us an outlook for what this year could bring.
I'm looking forward, Christian, to seeing the entire, offensive line, like you mentioned, but defensive line, definitely the outside linebackers. But for me, my eyeballs will definitely be on the secondary, especially after you have two guys, Jacquez Robinson and Traquan Fagans, enter the transfer portal. You don't have a lot of experience depth behind Kool-Aid McKinstry and Terrion Arnold, so my eyes will definitely be on the cornerback position, but also just which freshmen, just how many freshmen that play in this game just really take full, complete control of the stage, and the stage does not overwhelm them. Which freshman shows up and shows out?
Yeah, there's a lot out there. I'm trying to think of the names. I think I'm excited for Caleb Downs. I think if I have to go with anybody out there, I think he played really, really well in high school. I think he deserves a chance out there tomorrow. Don't be surprised if you see him playing on the field this fall. I'm going to go Caleb Downs as far as freshman.
You're going to go Caleb Downs. Christian, that's a great pick on your end. I'm looking forward to seeing Justice Haynes on the offensive side at running back. He's gotten so much praise this spring from Coach Saban, from everybody down the line. So looking forward to seeing when Justice Haynes touches this ball, what will he do with it? But appreciate you, man, Christian, my man Ballot Sports Media calling right there to the show out of Coleman. We continue here with phone calls. We get this one. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
I'm good, Steven. This is Miller from Seneca, South Carolina.
Miller, what's going on?
Nothing much, man. I'm excited for the A-Day. But I just want nobody to get injured. That's the first thing. Just go out there and have
That's
fun.
the key, Miller. That's the main key. Keep everybody healthy.
Yeah, because, I mean, if you follow Alabama, and even if you don't follow Bama, which everybody follows Bama, they just don't want to admit to it, we got guys that can play at a championship level. Just keep them healthy. And I'm really interested for when Yanze Pierre and Keon Keeley get there, because I think those are going to be two guys that are top 10 picks in the NFL draft. And the way Pierre comes off that edge, it reminds me of Von Miller. And I don't think the SEC has anybody to block that.
Yanze Pierre and Keon Keeley will both be at Alabama this summer. There'll be June, July guys. Well, there'll be June guys. So they'll both be in this summer, and looking forward to seeing both of those two and see what type of an impact can they have quickly.
Definitely. Because, this is usually you want veteran-led teams, but with Caleb Downs, Justin Haynes, those two guys coming off the edge, setting the edge, I think you're going to see a very talented young group take charge this year.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, as much as you want the veteran guys having ownership of the team, there's nothing wrong with having young guys that possess so much maturity that just feels like, okay, my time is now. Older guys, you had your chance, you had your opportunity, you didn't take advantage of it, move out the way, I'm ready to take mine now. And you're seeing that type of mindset with these 2023 kids. They feel like, hey, old guys, old guards, you had your shot, you didn't take advantage of it, get out the way, I'm a young cat, but I'm ready to take over.
Yeah, exactly. You know, to me, in my opinion, and I'm going to let you get on with your great show, linebacker is where you need veterans, you know. If you got some dogs up front on that D-line and they ready to get after it like Jaheim Otis showed last year, and, you know, that extra year coming back is going to definitely help. But either you can get it done on the D-line or you can't, you know. As far as the quarterback situation goes, I think the game plan is just to run the ball until somebody can stop it. So the quarterback situation is overblown. And thank you, Stephen A. I mean, my bad, Stephen M. Smith. Have a good day. Everybody enjoy A-Day.
Appreciate Miller calling in there from South Carolina, giving us his thoughts on the show. We grabbed this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
What's going on, Stephen Smith, man? This is Adrian Webster out of Montgomery, man.
What's going on?
Man, I'm good, man. I got a question for you, though, man. Like, I'm trying to figure out, I hadn't heard Quay Rousseau's name being spoken and being mentioned at all, man. I'm trying to see what's going on with him. And then, you know, I want to know what's going on with these safeties, man. If these safeties looking pretty good, man, these corners looking pretty good, man, and they can turn around, or they can be taught and coached to turn around and look for the ball, man. So and turnover, we'll be all right. They've been lacking on that for some years right now. Like, they throw their hands up in the air when they see the receiver throw their hands in the air. No, you got to turn around and look for that ball, man, to catch that ball. And I don't know if they're being coached that like that. You know what I'm saying? What's going on with Quay, man?
All right, well, Adrian, I'll start with the first thought. I'll go with the first thought first on Quay Rousseau. Rousseau and James Smith have both been tearing it up this spring. Both Carver boys have been going off. James Smith had a great spring up front on the D-line. Quay Rousseau, the second scrimmage, I was told he had about 2 sacks out there. So both guys from Carver have been doing their thing. Now, I think James Smith initially will get more burn than Quay because Quay's behind some guys at linebacker. And so James Smith, there's not a lot of guys ahead of him at that defensive tackle spot. And then James has played himself into, he could be a D tackle or a D end. So I think James initially will get that first burn, but Quay Rousseau something, and he had 2 very good scrimmages. So down the line, he will get his number called also. Both guys have looked good. Now, in terms of the safeties. Right now at safety, Caleb Downs, the freshman's look good. Malachi Moore has played a little bit of safety and star. Christian Story has had a good spring at safety. If he could continue to clean up some small things, I like Christian Story right there. So there have been a couple of guys battling there for that safety spot. Corner, after Kool-Aid and Terrion, Bama needs to develop some depth there. And this A-Day game will be the perfect time for that. Losing Jacquez Robinson and Traquan Fagans to the portal, that kind of hurt me a bit, especially Jacquez Robinson because of the experience he has. But you have Antonio Kite. You have Des Ricks coming in. Jaleel Hurley's already there. You've got some guys that you can build some depth with. Also, Earl Little, you can play him at both corner or star, but Bama's got to build some depth quickly behind Kool-Aid and Terrion.
Well, we definitely need to see some more from Roydell Williams, man. Like, you know, I hadn't really seen a whole lot. Roydell got to get it going, man. I ain't really seen a whole lot. I'm looking forward to him playing some real smash mouth football, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see how how he gonna react this year, man. But roll tide, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all up, man. I'm just on here, man. It's my first time on the show. I love your show. I appreciate you out here. And roll tide. And hey, look, when you bring up them old running backs, don't forget about Eddie Lacy, man. Eddie Lacy was one of the best ones.
He really was. He really was. I mean,
I appreciate the call, man.
No problem. I mean, Adrian out of Montgomery right there. You definitely cannot forget Eddie Spin Cycle Lacy, Eddie Circle Button Lacy out of there from Louisiana. But this is going to be a very intriguing scrimmage here. We're going to hold calls for the moment here. We're going to get to the call topic. The call topic being on Eli Gold, the voice of Alabama football, has beaten cancer. The voice of Alabama football has completed his cancer treatments. There's a video of him on social media ringing a bell saying, "Roll Tide." He has finished his cancer treatments. Very, very, praise God, very happy for Eli Gold. He will be back in the broadcast booth this fall. U.S. Tide Nation have certainly missed him. Chris Stewart did a phenomenal job last year filling in. Love what Chris Stewart did. But to have Eli Gold beating cancer back in that broadcast booth for the fall, man, I'm excited now. Very happy to see Eli Gold defeating cancer and getting back in that broadcast booth. We take a break right here, folks, on the show. Don't touch that dial. When we get back, we get into other position groups that we will have our eyes on for A-Day. We'll talk about it after this.
Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide.
This is Matt Caddell, former Alabama wide receiver, and you're listening to In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith with Touchdown Alabama Magazine. And I got 2 words to say, baby. Roll Tide.
And we're back, folks, to the action from the break. Hottest show on these streets. We're talking Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA, on the eve of the Alabama spring game, the Golden Flake A-Day game, 2 p.m. Central Time from Bryant Denny in Tuscaloosa. Got the man Eli Walker in the production studio. Continue tapping the like button. Giving us that thumbs up there. Hit that like button, show that support. Hit that subscribe button as well. Continue to share the show. We appreciate all of you. But Eli, let's get into other position groups that look to catch attention in the A-Day game. People can talk quarterback all day. And I get it, quarterback is important. I understand that. But there are other position groups out there, people, that you're going to look at and go, I like this, I like this, I like that. That needs to improve. There are other positions to look at here in the spring game. As Coach Saban, he's trying to see, the competition. Who can play winning football? Who can play fast? Who can play tough? Who can play physical? Who can give me winning football out there on the field? And the position groups here on screen to keep your eyes out for. I've always fancied myself as a big man in a slender man's body. Offensive line. Gotta love the big man up front. Offensive line is a position to watch for. As important, defensive line, a position to watch for in this A-Day game. Linebacker, both inside and outside linebacker. A position to watch for here. Defensive secondary. My eyes will be on the back end of the Alabama defense here in this A-Day game. Last but not least, the wide receiver room. Who becomes the number one guy that you can depend on here in this wide receiver room? A lot of talent in this room. Who can emerge as the number one, the head honcho, if you will? Who can do that? So, starting off with the offensive line, we've been hearing it talked about all spring. They want to be nasty. They want to be ruthless. They want to be dominant. They want to be great. Tyler Booker calling his position coach Eric Wolford the good kind of crazy, setting that tone, pushing guys back, pushing the pow, having people scared to try to stop the Alabama football run game. Can this offensive line have that physicality up front on A-Day, blasting gaping holes for these running backs? Can they do it in front of the crowd? Can Eric Wolford have them do it in front of this crowd? That's going to be a thing to look out here for in the spring game, especially with the first team unit, with the white team, when you talk Elijah Pritchett, Darian Dalcourt, Seth McLaughlin, Tyler Booker, and J.C. Latham. So here we go. Eric Wolford, here we go. Offensive line physicality in this A-Day game. Just as important, look at the defensive line. Freddie Roach, that rotation. Bama Nation wants to see Freddie Roach turn these big men loose. Turn them loose here. When you look at Justin Aboigbe, Tim Smith, Jamil Burrows, Jaheim Otis, Damon Payne, Tim Keenan III, Monkel Goodwine, turn the brothers loose out here on the field. Bama defensive line, can it be back? Ferocious, dominant, penetration, creating havoc out there on the field. Alabama fans want to see this. Bama Nation wants to watch this. Defensive line, the positioning group to keep your eyes on. Moving this thing on down to the linebacker room. The linebacker position. Kevin Steele as the defensive coordinator. Robert Bala as the inside linebackers coach. Coleman Hutzler as the outside linebackers coach. Can Bama have them thumpers? Them thumpers that can shoot the gap, hit home, make plays, mean business, lateral quickness, all of that. We're gonna have all of that here in this spring game. When you look at Kendrick Blackshaw, Tresman Marshall, Jahad Campbell, Sean Murphy, Justin Jefferson, your outside linebackers. I know you're not gonna have Dallas Turner and Chris Braswell in this game, but here's a big opportunity for the freak show, Jeremiah Alexander. Here's a chance at getting reps in the spring game. Here's a big opportunity for Quandarius Robinson. Big opportunity for Keanu Colt to get some reps, to get some burn. Here's their shot right here. Here's their shot right here. Got a lot of outside linebackers in the room. Here is their opportunity. Jordan Renaud, him also. Big opportunity to get some burn here in the spring game, to get some valuable reps here with veteran guys, out for various reasons. So here we go there with the linebacker room. Switching this now to the defensive secondary. I mentioned this before. A big opportunity for Travaris Robinson as he's coaching corners and safeties, the entire secondary. How will this group look? Jacquez Robinson, Traquan Fagans hit the transfer portal. You know what you have in Kool-Aid McKinstry, Terrion Arnold. Can he continue that growth from what he had a season ago and throughout spring practice? But behind those two, who becomes the next guys up to build that quality depth? We're looking at Antonio Kite. We're looking at guys like Jaleel Hurley. We're looking at just different guys, Earl Little. Who can help build that quality depth there and that defensive back end? That's what we're going to see here in this A-Day game. And not only just that, who can solidify a spot at star? Who can solidify both safety positions? When you talk Caleb Downs, Malachi Moore, Christian Story, so many guys can play at safety. How will this back five of this, or back six, if you're talking the dime position also, how will the secondary fully shape out? Who shows up here on the back end? We'll have a chance to look at that and watch that. Last but not least, in my opinion, the Alabama wide receiver room. Who breaks out as the number one, numero uno head honcho? Who's the guy? We saw this past season where nobody really separated and stood out in that wide receiver room. You had guys that had flashes, that showed potential, but nobody really just broke away and said, hey, I'm him. So here we go here. You got Malik Benson, JUCO transfer from Hutchinson Community College in Kansas. He's He's had a great spring. Ja'Cory Brooks has the potential to be that number one guy. He's had a great spring. Is it him? Jermaine Burton, I know they got him listed on the Crimson roster there for A-Day. How does he perform? Then you got, Isaiah Bond out here. How does he perform in this? You got Kobe Prentice. How does he perform? Kendrick Law. How does he perform? You got several receivers here in this room. But who becomes the number one guy in the room? Everybody will have their eyeballs here on this wide receiver position. But that's just the guy. That's just the positional groups, my opinion, outside of quarterback, that you got to have your eyes on here for tomorrow's spring game. We take another break on the show on Touch That Dab. When we get back, we return on the phone lines. We're grabbing your calls, your thoughts, your conversations. We get back to you after this.
Every sports fan deserves the proper representation. Whitwell Sports introduces to you the Title Towel. Wave that Title Towel in the air like you just don't care in support of Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Only $9.99 and it lasts a lifetime. Head on over to whitwellsports.com and get your Title Towel today. Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide.
All right, folks, we're back into the action from the break on the eve of A-Day. How to show on the streets, talking Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Continue tapping that like button, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button as well. Share the show to everybody that you can. Gotta show some love to Eric Beasley with that $10 donation. Dropping the love there in the bucket for us one time. Thanks to my man Eli Walker in the production studio. We go to the phone lines to grab your calls. The call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang, 205-448-1358. Number to call in, 205-448-1358. We take this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
What's going on, Steven? It's Chad calling from Miami. How you doing?
Doing great, man. And yourself?
I'm good, man. I'm not gonna take up a lot of your time. I just got a few points I wanna put out there for the A-Day game tomorrow.
Go ahead.
So the whole thing for this year, I think Alabama should be don't talk about it, be about it. We just need control, aggression, and domination, especially on the O-line and D-line. We need to treat their opponents like they slapped your mama or they bullied your little brother. That we need to take that energy and put in through summer and fall and take that out.
Or mess with your girlfriend.
Exactly. And then veteran guys just got to prove themselves. Because last season, it didn't end the way we wanted to, with a little bit of disappointment. And then on top of that, the young guys are coming in to take their spots and prove they belong there. So the guys have got to pay attention. We just need that control, aggression, and domination for A-Day tomorrow.
Absolutely. My man Chad calling in from Miami. Great point by him. Controlled aggression, domination, physical football, fly around the field. Know what you're doing out there. And that's the big thing. Don't look lost. Know what you're doing out there in terms of your assignment, playing assignment football. We take this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hey, what up, Steven? It's your boy C-Book from Montgomery, Alabama.
What's happening, man?
Yeah, what's the latest on Tony Mitchell? I haven't really heard anything from him. Is he kicked off from the team? He suspended or anything? Or can he come back? So what's the latest on him? Appreciate it, Steven.
Well, according to Coach Saban, C-Book, Tony Mitchell indefinitely suspended at this point. That was the last word that we got on Tony Mitchell. Now, I got a chance to talk with somebody who works closely with him, a former Alabama player. Alabama continues to hold on to Tony. He has not been kicked off the team. They continue to kind of work with him. At this point, though, indefinitely suspended. We will see when can he come back, but he has not been kicked off the team.
Oh, okay. Because I haven't really heard anything from him, though. All right. Thank you, Stephen. Appreciate it.
No problem, C-Book calling in from Montgomery. I mean, the last thing we got, Eli, from Tony Mitchell was indefinitely suspended. We have not heard anything about Saban cutting the string and kicking him off, but he has been just indefinitely suspended. We will see at some point, could he come back? We shall see that. But we take this call, hear you live on the show. What's happening, how we feel, and state your name and where you calling from.
How you doing, Stephen? It's Juwan from Arkansas.
Juwan, what's happening, man?
What's happening, my brother? I'm ready to see the 8A game. I'm most wanting to see if these receivers have improved. I want to see who's just catching the ball really good. I seen a stat that they dropped about Bryce Young. They said 25% of the time when he had an incompletion, it wasn't because he made a bad throw. It's because the receivers messed it up somehow. Somehow they just didn't make the catch or they dropped the football. And regardless of who the quarterback is, the receivers are going to have to improve their hands. That's the number one thing of being a receiver. It's not about speed. It's not about any of that. It's about catching the football first. Then I want to see what they're going to do at the cornerback position. I know they got some talented 5-stars over there, and I'm just ready to see them in the game atmosphere just to see how they respond with losing Vegas and the other guy in the portal. I just want to see, whenever pressure's on, players rise up all the time. So that could be what these guys need. And maybe none are hungry that they see 2 more guys are out of their room. Maybe they're like, it's time to crank up and go a little bit harder. We see that we can jump into this rotation.
Oh,
and then
absolutely.
most of all, I want to see what running backs are going to step up. Because, I'm high on Jamarian Miller, but I want to see what Justice Haynes is going to do tomorrow. I'm just anxious. I want to see what they're looking like because I've been watching everybody else's spring games. And it's just, even though this isn't a good measuring stick of how the team is going to look in the fall, it just gives you something to talk about. So that's what I'm most likely, most wanting to see.
Absolutely.
Steven. Oh, yeah, one more thing I want to say.
Go ahead.
And I'll keep it quick. We have to give these kids I don't really like comparing players to former Alabama players because I feel like some of this stuff these former guys did was so legendary, you'll never see it replicated. Like, you'll never see another Jalen Waddle. He almost beat Auburn by himself the year that Tua went out. From the kick return game, he was unstoppable. He ran a touchdown back on kick return. He caught long passes for touchdowns in that game. He was Superman. Henry Ruggs, his freshman year, 7 passes, 7 touchdowns. So I just think we got to give these kids a fair chance. Let's let them be their own player, and maybe they'll turn into legendary players that we're talking about 10 years from now. Thanks, Stephen.
Appreciate you, Juan, calling in from Arkansas here on the show. We take this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hey, Stephen, this is Mike from Kentucky. How you doing, brother?
Man, Mike, doing fantastic. Tomorrow's A day. If I was doing better, I would need a shot of cortisone, man.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Juwan had a good point. Last year, we did lead the nation in drop balls. That can't happen this year.
It cannot happen this year. So these receivers got to step it up, catch the football, step it up, run the right route, make plays.
You know, 8A game is always a hard game for me to watch because I want to see both sides of the ball do well. And somebody's got to win the down. Somebody's got to lose the down. If I had my ruthers, I'd rather see a dominant defense and the offense will catch up by the fall. I'm excited to see this new Georgia running back we got. The kid out of Georgia, what's his name, Justice Haynes?
Oh, yeah.
Like that.
Oh, yeah.
If he's as good as advertised, he's going to be a special running back. Other than that,
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you something. I've been seeing a few things on YouTube, man, that really aggravate me to death. All these possible quarterback transfers. We don't need nobody, bro. We got plenty of talent at quarterback this year. Milroe's going to be just fine.
You don't need it. You got a great quarterback room. You got a guy in Tommy Reese who's developing these guys and coaching them. You really don't need to go pull somebody outside and bring them into the program just completely disrespecting the guys who've come in here putting in the work.
Yeah, that can't be good for team chemistry, and I think we're finally getting some this year. You know, we've been good in the past, but I just hope the defense turns into what, we're all used to watching this year, man. I'll let you go, Steven. Roll dadgum tide, brother.
Appreciate Mike from Kentucky calling in right there. And you never like to see half of Alabama lose because the other half has to win. But what's funny, Eli, is the old beanies and weenies and steak conversation. Like, somebody gonna get that steak. Somebody gonna eat that steak, and somebody gonna have a pot of beans and hot dogs. But hey, at least the team eating. But somebody gonna get that steak, and somebody gonna get them beans and hot dogs. But we take this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Steve, what's up with you, man? This is Jay from Florence.
Jay, what's going on, big homie?
The pads get to popping tomorrow, don't they?
The pads get to popping tomorrow. The coaches going to have the headsets on tomorrow. The stuff is happening tomorrow, and the fans are going to be there tomorrow.
I'm ready to see this new running scheme. We've been talking old Reese up a whole lot. A whole lot. Like a lot. But, we got to see them in a little bit of action now because, we can blame it on, he ain't had the players at Notre Dame and all of that, but we got to see if he's the real deal now, Steve.
We're about to see it tomorrow unfolding live action, man. We are about to see it.
Kevin Steele, too, now.
Kevin Steele, too.
Your last performance at Miami, you ain't do too good. We got to stay at a level playing field with these coordinators because I didn't call myself doing it too, giving these folks all this praise and all this what they gonna do's and all of that. And we ain't seen them do nothing for Alabama yet. Because what we just came from with them last two, I sure ain't trying to go back there, Steve.
Nobody's trying to go back there. Nobody's trying to go back there, Jay. That is the dark side of the moon, and no one's trying to go back there. So tomorrow, everybody will get a clear picture. We're going to get our first clear picture of, okay, Tommy Reese, who is you? Kevin Steele, who is you?
Man, we need. I want to see a quarterback separate themselves, man. We tired of talking about it. Either Jalen, you win the game, you win the job. Ty, you win the job. And somebody going and had that Mamba mentality about themselves, that Kobe, that I'm going to come out here and I'm going to do my thing and I don't care nothing about you. You know what I'm saying? I want to see that out of one of our quarterbacks, man, because I don't think it's going to be good for us to keep going and have no competition way in the fall, man. Because somebody got to go and win the job so we can get our offense implemented, because this needs to be the year that we get some get back. We done heard Coach address it twice, talking about them little brothers over there did their thing. He know it. We know it. Man, this is the year, Steve, to set us up for the rest of the decade. We got them to 2030. Roll Tide, man. Enjoy the game, y'all. Roll Tide, I love y'all.
Appreciate Jay from Florence calling in there tomorrow, 2 p.m. Central Time at Tuscaloosa. We're going to see what is Tommy Reese. We're going to see what is Kevin Steele. We're about to see this unfold here. We're going to take this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
What's up? This is Ant from Birmingham.
Ant, what's happening?
What's going on, Steve? I was just wondering, since we got so much depth on that wide receiver side, well, it looked like, since we were so young last year, then we're bringing in guys this year. Do you see anybody on that side of the ball that we can do a Javier Arenas and put them on the let them play a little corner?
You could. You could, and you could. I could look at. You could do that for Shaz Preston, maybe. You could do that for Shaz Preston. You could do that for maybe a Jaron Hamilton or Jalen Hale or Cole Adams. You could. I mean, Saban is known for cross-training guys. We saw once before he had Devontae Smith working at corner one spring. So you could do that. That could happen. It's just going to be intriguing to see, does Saban look that way?
Yeah, you're right. Because I noticed he said he was looking. He liked the people that know the system already. That's the only reason I thought about that.
Yeah.
But appreciate you, Steve. Roll Tide, my brother.
Appreciate it. And calling in there from Birmingham. You could see Saban do it. I don't think he does it. He might. He might. We've seen Saban take corners and make them receivers. We've seen Saban take receivers and make them corners. If you remember, Cyrus Jones came in as a wide receiver. Bama flipped him to a corner. Christian Jones came in as a corner. Bama flipped him to a wide receiver. So we've seen this happen. But does Saban make that move? That comes down to how he's feeling. Guys, shout out Don Parker with that $10 donation, dropping the love in the hat there. Thank you, Don Parker. Also, Ask Bama Girl 26 with that $20 donation. Appreciate Ask Bama Girl 26 for the love right there. We go to a cool call topic. Dallas Turner entering his third season at Alabama as an outside linebacker, South Florida native. He will not play in the spring game due to he had to recover from surgery he had. But Dallas Turner still looking forward to putting the smiles on the faces of the youth, the young generation, as he is hosting his second annual football camp May 21st. Down there at St. Thomas Aquinas High School, his alma mater, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. He's got the camp listed on his site, on his Instagram. Dallas Turner hosting his second annual football camp May 21st. So happy to see Dallas continue to put the smiles there on the faces of these young athletes. We take our final break here on the show and touch that down. When we get back, we wrap things up with a conversation about these 2023 freshmen, these young cats in this class right here. What makes them potentially a special group if everything falls in play? We'll talk about it after this.
Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full-year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide. Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
Well, Bama Nation, we appreciate all of you today for all the phone calls, all the donations, super chats, conversations we've had with you on the eve of A-Day. Spring game tomorrow, 2 p.m. Central Time, Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa. For those of you who will watch the game on TV, you can catch it streaming ESPN Plus, SEC Network Plus. It's going to be a fun atmosphere. Continue tapping the like button, hitting that subscribe button, sharing the show around. All donations welcome and appreciated right here. The final conversation here, Eli, the final discussion. This group of freshmen, 2023 class for Alabama, what makes them potentially a special group if everything can fall in play for this bunch right here? I mean, I'm not going to make any comparisons here, but we've seen some special classes come through this program. That 2008 class was special. It set the tone. It set the chemistry. It set the culture It built it. When you look at Mark Ingram, Julio Jones, Marcel Darius, I mean, that group set the culture. It set it. You look at that 2013 class that came through here. That was a special group. Derrick Henry, Reuben Foster, Tim Williams, Jonathan Allen, Eddie Jackson, big men came through that group in 2013. You look at that, how special that 2015 group was, that had Minkah Fitzpatrick, that had Damian Harris. A lot of heavy hitters came in that 2015 group. Ronnie Harrison was in that group. Calvin Ridley was in that group. 2017 group, I mean, Tua, Judy, Ruggs, Smitty, Najee, Alex Leatherwood, Xavier McKinney. Special guys from that 2017 group. We've seen 2020, Bryce Young, Will Anderson. I mean, special guys, special classes have come through this program. Go back to 2017, Mac Jones was in the 2017 group. We've seen a lot of special classes come through as freshmen that meant business and show immense potential. This 2023 group has potential. Justice Haynes, Caleb Downs, James Smith, Quay Russaw, Keon Keeley. You got a lot of Jaleel Hurley, Jaron Hamilton, Jalen Hale, Jordan Renard, Yawansi Pierre. You got a lot of guys in this group that's got immense potential. They're coming in here hungry. You got Caden Proctor, Miles McVay, Wilkin Formby, Rock Montgomery. These guys want it bad. They talk about how they want it bad. They're hungry dudes coming up in here. Can they live up to the potential? Can they live up to the billing? Because if they can, man, this can be a very, very incredible group. If they can live up to everything that's being put upon them. Talent's there. Big playability is there. The desire most certainly is there. But can all of these young men just live up to the billing? And that's what we're going to all be excited to see here as it takes place. But as always, folks, you want the best in news, notes, information, conversation on your favorite football program, that being the Alabama Crimson Tide. You can get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama magazine app. You download the app from the iPhone App Store. If you're rocking Team Apple, Google Play Store. If you got the Android phone for your audio needs, check us out. iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, Google Play, iHeartRadio. We got you covered. Good and gracious Lord sees fit. I'll try to be back on Monday, continuing the conversation that is Tide football. Remember, Bama fans, you can purchase individual copies of Touchdown Alabama magazine. Have those hit to your door. That link found in the description. If you're trying to get your hands on the fresh edition, print edition of TDA the magazine, here's what you do. You go to touchdownalabama.com. You click join, become a member and or a subscriber today. That link found in the description. Gotta shout out you, the incredible fans of Bama football, for all the love, all the donations, super chats, phone calls, YouTube comments. You making this your show, your spot for talk Bama football. Gotta shout out my man Eli Walker in the production studio, handling his thing there. A-Day game tomorrow, 2 p.m. Central Time from Bryant, Denny, and Tuscaloosa. Be there supporting your Crimson Tide. If you're trying to get that picture made with yours truly, I'll be right there. Come find me. As always, husbands, love your wives. Wives appreciate, value those husbands. Children, continue doing the right thing, fun thing, smart thing, legitimate thing too. Not be bored there. You get yourself those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. You protect yourself. you protect the loved ones around you. Till next time, folks, I'm your man, Stephen Smith, and you've been listening to In My Own Words.